Welcome to Pravdan Tutorials. Please kindly subscribe. Thank you.
Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Pravdan Tutorials. Our topic today is on subsets. Don't forget to watch our previous video on fundamental examples of sets part 1 and part 2. Alright, so today let's look at what a subset is. Remember, we did say that if you have a given set, let's say set A equals 2, 3, 4. Remember that set A is a collection of the number 2, 3, 4. So that's why we say a set is a collection. And from these, we can see that 2 is an element or a member, as well as 3 and as well as 4. So this is what we call an element. And how do we depict this in mathematics? It can be written as 2 is an element of set A. Or we have 2 belongs to set A. Or it can be said to be 2 is a member of set A. Any of this can be used interchangeably, so just know that this symbol means an element of or a member of. So in this case now, there is no number or member like 5 in set A. So mathematically, we can say 5 is not a member or is not an element of set A. Okay, next, let's look at what we call subsets. The general symbol for subsets is an elongated C with an underline. This is the symbol. And subset literally means part of another set. For example, we have set A equals 2, 4, 6. And another set B equals 2, 4, 6. Each of the members of set A belongs to set B, can be found in set B. There is 4 in set A, there is 4 in set B. We have 6 in set A and there is 6 in set B. When you have all the members of set A present in set B, then we can say mathematically that A is a subset of B. Next, let's look at what a proper subset is. What makes a subset proper? Okay, through an example, let's say we have a set A equals 2, 4, and 6. And we have another set B given as a 2, 4, 6, 8. Two things must hold before you can say it is a proper subset. Take note, the general symbol for a proper subset is an elongated C without an underline. Okay, so first, if you look at this, you can see that all the elements of set A are present in set B. We have 2, 4, 6. It's present in set B, 2, 4, 6. And there is another element in set B, which is this 8, that is not in set A. So when you have a set as a subset of the other, and 2, there is at least an element, like we have 8 in set B, that does not belong to set A. That is, 8 is not present in set A. then we can conclude that A is a proper subset of B. Very easy. Okay, take a look at another example. Let's look at this example too. We have a set A equals E and D, and another set B equals W, E, N, D, and Y. Okay, looking at these two examples, you can see that there are three elements in set A, E, N, and D, which are present in set B. However, there are two elements, W and Y, that are not present in set A. So this means that these two conditions are fulfilled. Therefore, we can conclude that set A is a proper subset of set B. Next, let's look at what we call a number of subsets. If a given set has a number of elements, let's say n is known, then to find the number of subsets for that given set, you use the formula 2 raised to power n. For example, a given set A equals 1, 2, 3. So in this case, what is your n? Your n is the number of elements, A has, set A. That is, we have 1, we have 2, and we have 3. So this means that n equals 3. That is, there are 3 elements or members present in set A. Therefore, the number of subsets set A we have is 2 raised to power n, which is 2 raised to power 3, and that is going to give us 2 multiplied in 3 places, which is 8. So there are 8 subsets of set A. That is, so look at this. I'm going to show you something now. Before we write the elements of set A, initially it's an empty set. Nothing is inside, okay? So this is the symbol for an empty set, a phi symbol, or with a curly bracket with no elements inside of it. So we have that, so it is a subset. Now let's start. We can see element 1. Let's take it in ones. We have element 1. There is another element 2. We have another element or member 3. We can take it in twos now. We can have 1, 2 are members of the set A. 1, 3 are members of set A. We can have 2, 3 is also a member of set A. And we can have 1, 2, 3 as also members of set A. So if you count the whole of this, we can see it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So there are 8 subsets. And what is this subset? It is just a disintegrated part, like we've disintegrated the members of A into smaller sets of its own, which gives us 8. The next thing we're going to look at, which is going to be the final thing, is how do you calculate a proper subset? It is simply 2 raised to power n minus 1. So if we take a look at this example we've just done, so the proper subset is going to be 2 raised to power 3 minus 1. And that gives you 8 minus 1. So there are 7 proper subsets for this given set A. And how does that play? If you look at this subset, let's look at this subset 2, 1, 3. Okay. Generally, we have that the set A itself is 1, 2, 3. And we have a subset which is 1, 2, 3. It is a subset, However, it is not a proper subset. Reason being that all the elements 1, 2, 3 are present in set A. There is no extra member in set A.
Please kindly subscribe. Thank you.